enough, excellent, to navigating the overcoming uniqueness of growth and healing. You are enough. There is power in you. You are enough. Are you ready to use the power that's inside of you? You are enough. Today you know you was always enough. Yes. We had a moment when we didn't have the confidence to be as bold and secure that we are now. You are enough. Yes, we had moments when we settled for that relationship that we weren't supposed to be in because it was toxic. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to The Power in Your Voice. This is your host, Sheena Gadine, and I thank you for tuning in. Today is our launch day, guys. We are here in the building, and we have Turning Our Pain into Purpose Volume 2 in the building. How are we doing, ladies?
Woo-hoo. Hey, hello, everyone.
We're doing good over here.
All right. That's so dramatic. That is what I'm talking about. Well, I want to say congratulations because definitely this has been a journey. And I know sometimes it's hard putting our story out there and telling people, some of our deeper secrets. So I am going to play y'all a video because I want to say congratulations to y'all. And then after that, we're going to get into some of their chapters. Hey. How did you like the video?
That was awesome.
That's awesome. So I'm going to start with you, Miss Tasha, because what's crazy is this is volume 2. So you've been in both books.
Yes, I've been in both books.
So tell me, what drew you to this project?
What drew me to this project was that I could put my story out there. I knew that I wasn't the only one who was dealing with what I went through. So I wanted people to know that they're not the only one that's going through the heartache, the the divorce or the breakup or anything traumatizing. And that's what drew me to this because I could tell my truth.
Absolutely. So can you tell me from the first project to the second project, how was it?
Um, it was actually kind of easy because I kind of like split it up a little bit. Like the first part, I mainly talked about what led me to what we went through. But then the second part of the volume two book, I'm actually talking about what happened after. So it was kind of easy a little bit because I went through it. So now I get to tell the second part of my story.
Absolutely. So let's talk about it. What was the title of your chapter, and why did you title it that?
Um, the topic of my chapter was blossoming after breakup, and I wanted to focus more on the mental health portion of it. Because again, I went through therapy. I lost a lot of weight. I wasn't in my right mind. I had all kinds of crazy thoughts going through my head, and this is some of the things that people don't talk about. So I wanted my second part to be on my what I went through.
Absolutely. So what did you want people to get out of your chapter?
Out of my chapter, I want them to know that it's okay to be to go to therapy. It's okay to be in your feelings. Just don't sit in the feelings for a long time. Just know that there is people out there that will help you. And just 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 try to motivate yourself as well too.
Absolutely. So we're gonna take a break, and I'm gonna go to Thais, and we're gonna come back to you, Tasha, with more questions. So Ty, how
Hi.
are you? How are you? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good. Can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
I am Thaisa Wusu. What was the second question? Because you cut off.
What you do? Can you tell the people who you are
Currently
and
I
what
work.
you do?
Okay. My name is Thaisa Wusu. I work for the state with the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities. And I also am a small business owner, Billy's Butter. And I'm a mom of five.
Absolutely.
Should have said that first.
It's okay. All right. Listen, we happy you are here. So I know this is your first time, like literally sharing your story in a book.
Yeah.
How was this mission, and how did you get here to actually saying yes to the project?
Well, like when I first met you, I'm like, you're so brave sharing your story. I'm like, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, but I'm not ready to do that. I definitely told you that when I met you and I saw that you wrote that book, right? And you were like, one day you'll tell your story. And you were right. When I saw that you put it out there, like for, people to participate, I was like, I'm gonna do it. And it's like once you say yes, there's no stopping the train. You got to keep it going.
Yeah, it's that commitment. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I said yes now. I can't back out.
Yeah. So then I was like, what am I gonna write? I'm like back and forth, like I don't know what to write. And then one day I just was like writing. I wrote so many things, and then I'm like, maybe empowering people, letting them know that, the power is in your hands, really, because we give power to people, we give it away.
Absolutely. So tell me, what was your chapter title, and why did you finally decide on that chapter title?
Who has the power? Who's got the power? And I decided on that because I just wanted to empower women to know that we always had the power. We give it to people.
Absolutely. And it's like, just trying to figure out when can we take it back, right?
Yes. Or who's worthy of it.
That too.
Yeah.
I commend you. I commend you. So what are you expecting people to get out of your chapter?
I mean, I'm hoping that even if it's just one person that can read it that is like in a situation where they feel powerless, can realize that they have power within themselves,
Absolutely.
and that they can take it back.
Yes, yes, I love it. So of course, like I did Tasha, we gonna come back around, but we gonna welcome Miss Smith in the building. How are you, Doctor? I'm gonna call you Dr. S because they call me Dr. S. I'm gonna call you Dr. S too. How are you today? I can't. You're on mute.
I'm good. How are
Hey, hey,
you?
hey. I am fine. How we doing?
I'm good.
Welcome, welcome, welcome on this lovely Friday. So,
Thank
can
you.
you introduce yourself and tell people who you are and what you do?
I am Dr. Shabundalin Breedlove. I am an autism mom. I am an autism advocate, and I also advocate for those with special needs and disabilities in our community.
Absolutely. So, you've been part of chapter volume 1 and 2 as well. So, tell me, what made you say yes to both projects?
I wanted to share my story to the first volume one. I was sharing my experience with my daughter and how turning the pain into purpose that way. A lot of times, the special needs communities, the parents and are overlooked. There's so many services out there for the children, but a lot of times the parents are kind of just in the shadows. And so I just want the parents to know that they are important. What they do is important. They are special. They matter. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing really wrong with your baby. A lot of times we're sometimes made to feel that way, but it's nothing wrong with your baby. This God just made them different. And so I wanted parents to know that for with volume one, and in volume two, I said yes to just take your power back when, like she said earlier, people try to take it away from you in different scenarios. That could be family, any relationship, turning your pain into purpose that way too.
Absolutely. So, tell us, what was your chapter title and why did you choose it for this book?
For volume two, the title of my chapter is My Protection Almost Killed Me. And
Deep.
yeah. I felt that way because so many times when relationships end, you go through a grieving process, and it's hard sometimes, difficult, challenging, however you want to describe it, to endure any grieving process. But it's, to me, even more challenging when the person is still alive and you cannot, the relationship changes. It's just not the same. And so there's no way to change it, no way to, that it's over, that this is it. It's time for this to end. And it's just really hard. And so knowing that as you endure the situation and you get on the other side of the pain, and you learn that God was protecting you from things that you did not know. You didn't know that the things that were said about you, the plots, the schemes, the whatever was happening, you may not have known it, but it hurts so much. Like I said, whether there's family, friends, church, anything, any situations, it's just, turning that pain into purpose and using that. When you start to see the purpose in it, you can encourage others.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, since Miss S was not here, I'm going to play the video again for you so that you get to
Okay.
see the prettier video that I did right before we begun this. So, we're going to take a break. I'm going to show the video again.
Okay.
So, let's tune in. Welcome back, guys. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. We are here. And I once again want to say congratulations to all of y'all on taking the step to saying yes to Turn My Pain of Purpose to Volume 2. And welcome, Miss Felicia. Hi. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Hello, everyone. Congratulations. Who's
Yes.
excited? I'm excited.
We all excited. I'm excited. Everybody excited?
Yes.
We did it once again. Volume
Yes,
2.
volume two.
It's here. So tell us, introduce yourself to the people and tell them who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. My name is Felicia Renee. I'm also known as a dating after divorce coach. I am a mother. I am a friend. I'm a prayer warrior. First thing about me that I tell people, I am someone who loves God. And so that's, my faith is really big. Just that's who I am. God created me and he's made me as resilient as I am, right? I think resiliency plays out and tells a really loud story in all of our stories, in all of our journeys. And so, you know, just the fact that I've gone through a lot and God has allowed me to take the things that were very painful and turn them into my purpose. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Absolutely. So you're also part of Volume 1 and Volume 2. So
Yes.
tell me, what made you say yes to both?
Oh my goodness, because it's a platform in order for me to speak my truth, some of the things that the Lord has brought me through so that it would be out there for someone else who has gone through something similar to what I have gone through. And so, why not? Absolutely. That's what God places us here for so that we can help those on the other side of what He's already brought us through.
Absolutely. So tell us, what made you decide to write your chapter and what was your chapter title?
My chapter title was called Becoming. It's called Becoming. And it literally was about one of the last seasons that I had in my life. Some of the things that the Lord spoke to me and taught me through that season and coming out of that season. There's so many of us who have, we have this loyalty to people that we've had in our lives for a short time and people that we've had in our lives for a long time. And, God really taught me about loyalty to people being an idol as well. And so he took me through that thing, and I had to learn so that, like I said before, so that I can tell my story and teach others how making loyalty and being loyal to someone, to a thing, to a person, to a place is also idolatry.
Absolutely. What are you expecting people to get from your chapter? What would you want them to receive?
I'm expecting for whoever reads my chapter to be encouraged because, sometimes when God is changing us, right, for the better, it is not easy. It doesn't feel good. It gets a little bit hard and it hurts a little bit, right? And so I just want to give encouragement to those who may be in a season like that, to where you're having to say, goodbye to some people. I love you, but I'm gonna have to love you from afar. I encourage you and I want to see you succeed, but I'm gonna have to watch from over here, right? And so that's just what I want to do. I want to uplift and encourage those who are in that type of season.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go to back to Tasha, and then we're gonna swing back around. I like to do it like a round circle. Give you a little minute, then swing it on to the next one, and then we come back. We're gonna share and enjoy this moment. And once again, I want to say congratulations on all of y'all of making #1 bestseller again as well. Listen, hard works pay off. I'm telling you, listen, it was we did the work, we put it in, and we here now. We over the threshold, but it's still more work to do because you got to continue to share your story. So Tasha, tell me, what is next for you?
I'm trying to get together a book signing for all of my books. Actually was nominated for a DAG award in Chicago, and I also was awarded. I'm sorry, nominated for a award in Washington D.C. Um, I'm trying at the end of the year, hopefully and prayerfully, my second book will be coming out. It's a cameo from my first book, Friends Before Enemies. I'm also trying to put out another children's book with my daughter. That's in the making. My first book with my daughter is out now, called Through Tori's Eyes. It's actually about autism. And I'm just trying to do more writing.
I love it. I love it. TC, Ty.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Question for you. Are you um I was about to say, are you in a place your camera can come on?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm here. I had to get out of there with my granddaughter.
Nope, you're
Sorry.
okay. You are fine. You're fine. So question for you. During the process of writing this, what do you feel was your biggest challenge?
I think my biggest challenge is I had so much stuff to say, and I had to kind of narrow it down to, make us like one story and tell one part of it. Because like when you start writing, everything comes out. So I was like, what do I want people to hear? Or like what would be the most important thing? I had to kind of dig deep to figure out like what I wanted to put out there.
Well, I definitely want to say welcome to the authors because, guys, this is her first time authoring her story ever. So she has finally officially told the world part of her story. I'm gonna be ready for that book when she tells all the story because I'm ready. I know it's coming. So tell me, when you putting that book together?
I'm thinking about it. I'm a part of the Carolyn Wilson um her storybooks, the last one. I'm gonna be a part of that, and after that, I think I'm gonna get started. Um, because I've been told at several points in my life that I had a book in me. I just kind of, brushed it off like, yeah, everybody say that, but it keeps coming around. I really believe that God wants me to tell a story and tell people something, and I should be able to encourage people. So I'm gonna go with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for tuning in. You actually should hop on. You are a part of this project as well. How you doing? But yes. Also, what was you feel? So you said it was. What did you feel you learned about yourself during this journey? Because
During this,
writing is therapy.
I think in writing this, like writing and kept writing, I've learned that was my lesson that I had the power. That's why I put it out there because I mean, all these years I've been a survivor, and then I've been in other relationships that were still some type of abuse in them. And I think it was freeing to know, and I had the power in all those relationships the whole time, but I just didn't use it. I didn't, say the power is mine.
Absolutely. We're gonna move to Dr. S. Can you tell me what do you feel was your challenge writing your chapter in this book?
I honestly didn't realize that I would be triggered. I
Mm,
started to relive a lot of the moments, and I was also just amazed at the growth though, because now I'm able to genuinely pray for them, genuinely love them, genuinely want the best for them. As Felicia was saying, you make sure that you know your boundaries. Basically, you know, I have to love you from over here, but I still do love you, because some of the connections are lifelong, but the circumstances are different. And so, you know, just seeing the difference now and being able to handle it differently. Whereas initially I was more dealing with it from a place of hurt, confusion. It was just so many different emotions. And so now that the clarity has come, the courage has come along with it. And so I think that the challenging part, like I said, was not realizing that it would trigger me to feel all those things again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes, writing it, we're not sure. Like, how they say healing is always a constant thing. It's not I'm healed now and I'm forever gonna be healed. It's always a journey because it's always something you're healing towards. So definitely like not knowing it's a trigger. It's part of your healing journey, and maybe you needed to be triggered while you write that so that you could then heal through that part to grow through it. I call it the growth after after you go through things. So absolutely.
And I agree with you on that, because a lot of times when we heal from things, we don't always talk about 'em. You just kind
Right.
of tuck it in and it's just life goes on. So being able to go back and figure out how to write about it and still not being able to talk about it because you're still not interacting with the individuals, but just and you can see I'm still kind of getting emotional now.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, it's just, it's there. You know, love looks the same sometimes, it feels the same sometimes, but the reality is that it's different. And so, like you said, with the healing part, you have to decide what healing looks like.
Absolutely. So if you were to give somebody an advice, or shall I say, some type of advice of turning their pain into purpose, what would it be?
I would say allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to feel all the feelings that you have, acknowledge them, make sure that you are comfortable with them, and definitely you want to embrace them, because like I said, when you suppress it, sometimes that's not good for your health, definitely. And you want to be certain that you aren't suppressing it, because that can affect your physical health, it can make you sick, you know. So you want to be certain that you are, um like I said, not suppressing it, you are embracing it, and that healing looks like you want it to look. How does my life, you know, how has this transformed me, and how am I progressing from it? What does my progress look like? What does my new outlook look like? You know, and pray. You know, definitely you want God to give you all the things. You know, sometimes Jeremiah 29:11 is one of my favorite scriptures. And sometimes you find yourself saying, this isn't what hope looks like. This isn't what the expected end looks like. So you definitely just want to make sure that, you know, you're embracing all that he has for you.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna come back to you, Miss
Okay.
S, and we're gonna go with Felicia. And I keep saying your name wrong. Pronounce your name for me, because I call you Felicia. I don't know why, but I
My
do. That's
God.
my name for you.
You know, I hear so many different pronunciations of my name. It's Felicia. It's Felicia.
Felicia. And I
Yes.
keep saying Felicia, and it's Felicia. But look, charge it to my mind, not my heart.
It's okay. My brother likes to joke around and say it's Felicia when I'm being bougie.
Oh wait. So tell me, what do you feel that you learned about yourself during this process? Because each book is something we learn new as we shed off of things. So what do
Yeah.
you feel that you learned through of yourself through this process of
Oh
writing?
my gosh. I believe what I learned about myself through this process is just it allowed me to really look at the growth, from where God has brought me from, even from last year until now. And so just the growth over time. And actually when I began, that it was hard for me. I
Yes.
was in school. I was working so hard, but it was very stressful, and I made the dean's list. So it paid off. But in the beginning of my chapter, I say in becoming, there are no shortcuts. We have to go through the entire process. And literally, I had to even go through a process to push this chapter out.
Yeah.
To push this I had to go through a whole process. Do you know how many? I was just like, I'll get it to you next week. I'm gonna get it to you the next week. I'm gonna get it to you the next week. And the next week turned into a whole month or two. Okay. But I was going through a process even then. God was just, birthing, what he was creating in me at that moment, in the place that he was taking me from to where he was taking me to in my becoming in that season. And so yeah, that's what I learned, just seeing the progress, seeing, how far I've come.
Absolutely. Now I remember us having a conversation because I think at one point you were kind of stuck at one part in your thing. So in that part, how challenging was that not to get to the ending as quick as you would expected yourself to?
Well, I think where the stuck part came from is because, there is a tendency to stay where the comfort is, right? And so when you have to get out of that place of comfort and get to uncomfortability by being transparent, by being vulnerable, through the process of becoming, for me, and and that's for all of us, through a process of becoming. Sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves about the truths that are our truths in order to get through and go through onto the other side when it, is concerning the process that God has us in. And so, it was hard and I was stuck because there were some things that I wanted to say that I felt like I wasn't ready to say, but I had to just do it. And I had to, I had to do it with a little bit of fear, you
Yeah.
know, I had to just go for it. And so that's where the stuckness came from, because I knew I was gonna have to say some things. Like, and once you say some things, you
It's
can't take
there.
it back. That's it. It's out there.
And sometimes like, me just I get the uncomfortable spot because, like you said, you needed to share it, but you wasn't ready. And
Mhm.
sometimes, certain things push us to get uncomfortable so that we can share what we're going through, so that we can heal and go through those processes of things that we need to tap into. Because it's somebody that needed to hear that. So that's why it was pushing you to share it, because somebody's attached to it,
Right.
and somebody needs to hear you survived it and you went through it and it's okay. And you did it in fear anyway. So they need to know. Do it in fear, because at the end of the day, they need to know that somebody else went through it and they got to the other side.
That's right.
So I commend you on you sharing in fear.
Thank you.
Cause listen, it's still moments we still trying to share and still trying to fight those moments where it's like, listen, we gotta stop fighting. We gotta just do it.
Yeah.
We gotta just say it, because, like you said, once it's out there, it's out there. So we gotta just, how they say, how Nike say, just do it. So we
Just do
gotta,
it.
we gotta just do it. One of your co-authors, Teresa, she said, "Thank you, all my fellow co-authors. Your voice through your stories helps to give voices to others. I salute your journey as well. You are still standing." Thank you, Miss Teresa. We appreciate you and your kind words. She is with the grandkids right now, so she is not able to tune. Well, she's tuning in, just not able to log on. We have another author in the audience. Hey, Miss Terry. Hold on. There she goes. There she goes. Listen, the computer was doing its own thing. How we doing tonight?
Girl, it was truly doing its own thing. I've been sitting out there waiting, like, what is going on?
The computer doing its thing. We welcome you. How are you?
I'm amazing, amazing, and blessed.
Congratulations again to everyone. Every time somebody come in, I have to say the congratulations because I am like so proud of y'all. Because when I say I started this process in January, and we here now, and it was a process because even through the whole process of me compiling this beautiful book, it was the process of putting it all together so that the world can hear all of y'all wonderful and beautiful stories, so that the world can be impacted by what y'all had to say. And I want to say thank you for your yes. I want to say thank you for walking with me through these purposes. I want to say thank you for continuously, let's saying yes to blessing people on the other side that needs to be attached to these testimonies that y'all are sharing. So, Terry, can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. First and foremost, I want to give honor to God, who's truly the head of my life. And without Him, none of this would be possible. Because I know we've all had trials that makes us wonder how we get here, but we know it's only because of God. Secondly, I want to thank you, Shayna, for allowing us to be a part of your journey because this was your project. You're the visionary, and we really appreciate it. I know I do. And I just wanted to say that we all have a purpose here tonight. We're all here for a reason. And the reason is because of God and because of those testimonies and trials that we've all faced. And I know I've had my own. And every time I think about the things I've been through, I just smile and say, thank you, God, because I didn't see myself here. Started early on from childhood, physical abuse, emotional, mental abuse, continued when I became an adult. And then I had to realize that I couldn't do this by myself. So the only person I know who to call on was God, because I knew no matter what I went through, that He would bring me through it. And so it took a lot of those trials and that pain. But I said, the one thing when I wanted to give up, God said to me, what I want you to do is tell people your story, tell them your testimony. And when you do that, you help heal other people. In the process of healing them, I'll be healing you. I didn't know what that meant at the moment because, when you're going through, you don't see your way through it. It's like, how? How am I going to do that? But I realized that God was placing people in my life for me to tell that testimony to. And so many women could relate. So many women had been through, I even ran across women whose story was worse than mine. So I knew then that turning my pain into purpose, a purpose for everybody to grow, to heal, to learn, to get through what they went through. Early on, I feel like a lot of people should know what death is about when you're losing, constantly losing people. I lost somebody back to back to back. To all my family members were gone, and I was the only one left. I went through every emotion there was, from anger to sadness to feeling lonely to feeling abandoned. But God said, "You're not alone because I'm here. So you'll never be alone. I'm always here with you." So going through that, I'm happy I did. And I thank God every day for that experience because it brought me here. So I knew that He always had a purpose for me doing what He wanted me to do. So I use my platform, I use everything in me to help and advocate for women, children, even men, because we all go through. And men sometimes don't want to say when they're going through. And I thank God for giving me the passion of helping heal others with the things I do, the advocacy, my platforms, to my voice, to the prayers. I'm a prayer warrior at my church because prayer truly changes things and faith unlocks a door because I went through it. And you cannot have a testimony without a test. Yes, sometimes we all go through worse, but that's only because it's going to be bigger on the other side. So I can sit back now and say, God, this is my season. I see every time I do something, I'm so thankful because I knew all along this was his plan. And I'm just really thankful that I'm able to help others. I'm a mental health coach and counselor. I also am a master life coach. I have 8 different Facebook groups that I host for women. There's from mental health to just women needing somebody to talk to. I have it for also health advice because we as women sometimes go through things and we're not understanding. But if you have someone that you know may have experienced that, you can all talk about it. It's a safe place. I feel like so many times we as women, we hurt ourselves more than we help ourselves because there's so many women wanting to be in competition rather than collaborate. And sometimes when you have more women coming together, the project, as we see tonight, is beautiful. And there's not, we can imagine how many women that we're going to help when they read that book. Because we're all different women, we've all had different life experiences. And I'm just so truly thankful that I get a chance to be amongst all these amazing women with all these amazing stories and watch how they turn their life around and turn that pain into purpose. So I just want to say, I thank you all for sharing your story because just like I'm an author doing my story, I can learn from somebody else's. So I'm truly thankful to Dr. Shana for allowing us to be a part of this, of her vision. And I just want to say I love each and every one of you guys. I'm praying for each and one of you guys. And thank you so much again.
Absolutely. So, can you tell them what's your chapter title and why you decided to write that chapter?
Girl, look, I gotta remember what my
Let
title
me
is.
hold on. Let me go find it for you.
Girl, you know, look, writing all these books and magazines. Girl, look,
Let me find
look,
it
I
for
didn't say I
you.
had a good memory.
Yours was just turn my pain into purpose.
Yeah. So
Yep, that was.
that's pretty much what I decided to do was to take the things that I went through, my pain, and turn it into purpose by helping somebody else. Because so many times our testimony is we may think we're not reaching anybody, but my thing is if I reach one person, I've done my job. And that to me is what it's about.
Absolutely. So, guys, I have another video for you. So, while it's only about 32 seconds, but want y'all to either find your chapter or find a snippet from your chapter because I would like y'all to read an insert from your chapter. We'll be back. Can y'all say number one? Yeah, I gave y'all a little pop music in there.
That was nice. Thank you.
Well, I was over here like figuring out some way to hype up the virtual. Listen, I was over here like, you know what? I like this. And I was like, it had a little one dancing, like, all right, yeah, we gonna be dancing to number one. That's
Well,
right.
look, I was over here doing this saying, I hope nobody see me.
No, you couldn't. But yep, I was over here like, yep, listen. So did anybody find a chapter yet? Or a snippet from their chapter?
Mm-mm.
Tasha, you got yours?
Yes, I have mine.
Okay, so I'll start with you, and actually, I'm gonna take everybody else off the screen, and I'm gonna give you the floor just to give you a snippet, and
Okay.
then we'll hop back on. That'll be your moment to.
All right. So the part that I'm going to read is basically after I've been to therapy already. So it reads, however, the storm was not over yet. My daughter's father applied for custody. Never in a million years would I have thought we'd go down this road, especially when I have never kept our daughter from him. Now I felt like my emotions were all over the place. I developed anxiety and I couldn't sleep. Therefore, I decided to go back to church and get closer to the Lord by praying for strength, good health, and guidance. I thought maybe God was calling me and that this situation happened because I was forgetting about myself. I was putting him before my family, before my daughter, and before the Lord. I thought I was being the best wife I could be, but then I realized that after 18 years, I've never got a ring. I was doing all the things, I was doing all those things for someone who was not my husband. With the help of my therapist, she helped me comprehend what I needed to do for myself and my daughter. So that's the little snippet I want to show, I want to share about my chapter.
Absolutely. And that's hashtag go buy the book, because the
Go buy the
ebook
book.
and the paperback is out. So it's
Absolutely.
out, and go get it. And it's 15 authors in this book. There's no reason you shouldn't have the book.
Absolutely. Go get
Go
it.
get the book.
To know
Did
what else
anybody
story.
right? Did anybody else find their chapter?
I think I found mine.
Okay, we are gonna do Miss Felicia.
Felicia.
See, I can't. It's just
It's stuck. It's Felicia.
it's stuck. It's
stuck.
there. I keep
It
telling
is.
you. Look, blame the head. Blame the head.
It's okay. It's okay. I charge it to your head and not
Yes. Nope, not at all. So all right, guys, make sure y'all look for your chapter. That means either look, go to your email and look what y'all sent me.
Yes. Okay. So my chapter is called Becoming. And so I just want to, when I started to actually speak about becoming, this is where I'm going. Becoming requires moving. Movement is an act of changing physical location or position. Movement is an indication that things are progressing, whether it be in the right or wrong direction. Regardless of whether we move or not, there are indicators presented letting us know that it's time to move. Oftentimes we get stuck in a place because we're afraid of what's on the other side when we move. While moving is the particular place of change that God has been waiting for. It's that step that we have to choose to take before God uses the momentum of that forward movement to cause a great shift in the trajectory of our now to everything that God has called us to. Unfortunately, when we decide to take the step, the leap, the jump proceeding to the promises of God, everyone that was there before will not come with you. And sometimes because of this, knowing what will happen is that we will delay ourselves from taking that step, that leap, or that jump of faith because our loyalty is tied to those people and not to God.
Yes, now. I love it. Well, what I'm going to do is we going to welcome our forward Miss Carol in the building. But before we introduce her, I'm going to play that video again because it was dope and she needs to see it. Hi, Dr. Carolyn.
Hello, ladies.
Look, I'm about to play 2 videos for you because you wasn't on here yet. So I'm gonna play the one that I did, and then I'm gonna play the other one that I did, and then people, because I told them to go look for their chapter so that they can read it. And then after that we gonna talk, and then hopefully they'll find their chapter by then.
All right now.
Welcome back. Dr. Carol, hello, hello.
Hello. Listen, while you told them to get their chair, I was like, oh crap, I gotta go get mine too. Oh my goodness.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome to the
you.
virtual party.
Yes, the virtual party is. I was actually jamming off the last one. I said, oh crap.
Listen, yes.
I was like, oh
yes.
wait a minute, I gotta go get my chapter. I didn't even get my chapter, but it don't matter. Let me finish my camera app. And get
This is
myself
okay.
together. Get my life together, y'all.
Get your wealth together,
Get my life
y'all.
together, y'all.
You're
What's
not the
going
only
on, beautiful
one.
queens?
You are well. I'm about to change the thing so we can really see you down here. I got to change my frame, but go ahead. I got you.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my other light on. Let there be light.
Right.
Let there be light. Okay, let me fix myself. Good God, I'm just all having some issues here. Good afternoon, good evening. I guess I don't know. Good morning, because I know we got people from all around the world. Right? And
I
can I
think
tell
we all
y'all?
on the same time zone right now, I think.
Listen, I don't even know. Listen, let me tell you. Hey, I'm not even ashamed of it. We got this thing called like Perry and Many and whatever the heck we're gonna call them, and it does some weird things to me. 1 minute I was sitting up, next minute I was rocked out. I'm called a spade, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know what was going on this side
You
of
are
town.
not alone.
Listen, it be happening.
Listen, to the point where my daughter was trying to get in the house, and when I looked, I had so many missed calls. The only thing that woke me up was she tripped my car alarm. That's what woke me up.
Lord have mercy.
And then I saw your message. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I gotta get off.
Yeah, it's happening today.
It's happening. It's already happening. Hello.
Yes.
Listen. I have to be 1,000% with everything with me, because there's no more sugarcoating stuff. No more. Oh well. No, I was asleep, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know I was asleep. And look, for anyone out there that's in that, listen, it's a video that I saw. I know we celebrate in our pain for our purpose, but listen, sometimes it comes with this stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So, like there was this video from, you guys know, what is her name? Tabitha Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And she got on, she was like, hey y'all. She was just so serious, and her little non-serious self. She was just like, no one told me about this. I'm with her on that. Nobody told me about this. Sometimes I'm hot. Sometimes I'm not.
Mm-hmm. The menopause.
Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm sad. I don't know why. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't feel nothing. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm awake. Sometimes I'm confused. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. Sometimes, so listen, this is where we're at. It's sometimes. So listen, I just want to share with you ladies the power of, this book and your story and the time right now. The time right now. If there's forever such a time as this, like in Esther, for such a time as this, your story, your words coming out of your mouth. So congratulations for taking the first step, just taking the first step and being brave enough to putting your story in writing, in print, for the world to see. Some people are not going to agree with your story. Some people are going to challenge your story. Some people may not even talk to you because of your story. But the story is not for them. It's for you. The story is about your freedom. It's about your release. And that's for them to figure it out, because that's their story that they have to unpack. This is about your freedom and the blueprint that you're leaving for someone else to be able to glean from your story, to just get an ounce or just resonate with, oh man, like that's me too. And see, not only did you just write it in this story, but now you're on here and you're reading it. But it's not going to end. Don't let this end. Continue to use your voice. Continue to use your story. Continue to talk about this purpose that you have in your life. All due
to pain. We run from pain. We don't like pain. Pain doesn't feel good. Pain, we want to numb it. Do all kinds of things to put it in its own place. But it's exactly where it needs to be. So embrace the ones who congratulate you, who celebrate with you, who was like, oh man, like, man, I read your story. How powerful. Thank you. Like, that's what's going to keep you going. Not the ones that's like, well, that's not what happened. Well, I can't believe you wrote that. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. And I know I'm talking to some people, even people who's listening, I'm talking to you. Don't worry about them, because once again, it's about your freedom. So I'm gonna share with you today. I was dealing with some business today, and I was going in and I was talking with the lady, and she was giving me information on how I can settle up something with one of my my home ec loans, right? And and in the process, I was just sharing with her. I said, yeah, I said, listen, I said, I do women's empowerment and I speak about, overcoming trauma, right? And she, when I tell you, it was like a sheet just came off of her. And she went, wait a minute, what? And then the tears just start. And that's all I said. I didn't even get to share my story, but I got enough to tell her, this is what I do. This is who I am. This is the things that I love to do. And the tears just start rolling down her eyes. And I'm like, talk to me. And she's like, I've been looking for someone like you that can understand me, that no one understands this trauma. I say, keep talking. I'm listening. No one understands this. I mean, I've forgiven. I've been told this. I've been told that. But this trauma. And she kept pointing to her head. This trauma. But that's connected to that pain. And all I could do is just listen. And all I could do is just share. And all I can do is just listen. And all I could do is just listen. And all I could do is just listen. Right? But it was because, and what turned into, I was supposed to only been in her office for an hour. We were done in probably about 45 minutes with what we needed to do with me. And that last 10 minutes or 15 minutes of me just sharing that, can I tell you, I was in her office for about another 2-3 hours. Sometimes that's what you have to do. And maybe that's all she needed in that moment. But it's because of the power of me just being able to open my mouth. Like, a lot of you probably have never shared your story, and maybe you have. But just know that there's power in it. There's power in owning this thing that you have, this innate gift of your purpose. That's why you had to go through the pain, because the sources out there know we are powerful in our stories. We are powerful in who we are. And so as long as it can be stifled, as long as we can get put in our place, then no one else will be set free. So my moment with that young lady was for her to be set free. If I never opened my mouth before to give me the courage to continue to open my mouth, then she would have just went about her business and still would have missed that opportunity for that healing. Missed that opportunity. Her exact words to me was, I have a hole in my soul. That was all of us, right? I know is it my only one? I had a major hole in my soul, right? Yeah, I'm seeing you shaking your head. Yep, exactly. Oh, yes, exactly. So you ladies know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the power in this. So without a doubt, I already told Sheen, I said, yeah, number one. She was like, it's not getting a number one. I said, give it time. It's coming. She's like, it's not. I said, it's coming, because it just has to be. I already know. It is what it is, because I speak it. We speak it and we claim it, and it is what it is, because of the work that we are doing is so important. And so I'm challenging you ladies, and I'm challenging you, anyone else that's out there, even if you're not in the book, tell and share your story. It's going to make the difference in somebody else's life. It's breaking, as we talked about earlier with me, this young lady. It's these generational curses. It's something we're carrying that don't even really belong to us. Let's think about it. It don't even belong to us. It belongs to the person who set this abuse on us, right? Who caused this trauma on us. But then someone caused it on them. And so they're just like, leaving these trails for other people to carry. And it stops with us. Because I'm like, no mas. No mas. No more. No more. No more. Not on my watch. Because I understand, there's a quote saying something about, something about she whispered or something about the storm. And then she looked and she said, hey, I'm getting the camera. I'm like, I am the storm. So just know how powerful you are, ladies. You are very powerful in your purpose. You are powerful through your pain. Listen, let's go out there. Let's continue to perpetrate the world. Yeah, I said that. With all of our greatness. Yeah, because that's what they did to us, right? But we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to give them all this goody good. We're going to give them the good stuff, right? We're going to give them all this love. We're going to give them all this healing. We're going to give them all this power behind our purpose. So listen, ladies, congratulations. Being beyond, first beyond writing your story, beyond being a published author, woohoo, beyond being a best-selling author, woohoo, and not only that, a number one. Can we say a one? Can we put a one in the air? Let's get that one in the air. Yes, a number one best-selling author. So if your narrative was before, I was a survivor of this or survivor of that, or I was in this or I was in that, from this day forward, you start off with, yes, I'm a number one best-selling author. Hi, how are you? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had to get the little bit in there. I had to get it a little bit. So anyway, yeah. And then, of course, with the whole Perry thing, hair don't know what to do. So yeah, I'm back on that again. Okay, how y'all doing?
Look, how you doing? Listen.
To I don't know what I just went from this to that to this, but whatever.
It's okay. I want to say thank you for saying yes for 2 books, not 1 but 2.
Did I have a choice?
You did. Maybe.
Listen how the mentor and the mentee be switching, right? So this is, and she probably told y'all I'm her mentor, right? And so she was like, well, it started with the other, what was the name of the other book?
Masking Your Brokenness.
Masking Your Brokenness, right. So did you give them the backstory behind all of this, how we even got to this point? Oh, no. You got to give them the backstory.
You can give it.
Why you want me to give it? Oh, okay.
You tell it a lot better.
All right, so let me lean in some more. I gotta get a little closer. Let me clean my lenses so y'all can see me a little better. Okay, all right. So, and I'm showing y'all something too when y'all speaking. Make sure you're looking in the camera, okay? I can't see y'all, but I know y'all see me. Don't y'all feel like I'm right in your face? Don't you feel like I'm just talking directly to you? Because I am. I want you to hear me. I want you to know exactly what I'm saying. So let me tell you. So, okay. The storm. Yes. Because I am the storm. I am so the storm. Yes. Anyway. So this child here, if you know Dr. Sheena Godine, like I got to say her name like that. I got to turn my head because as we know, when we look at her name, it does not sound the way it's spelled. So you have to say, I want to say Shayna. It's Sheena. And then I want to say Gordine, and it's like, no, it's Gordine. I can only say Gordine if I turn my head. Don't ask me why, but it just rolls off the tongue. It's like a sound thing. It works, whatever. So, doctor, she's been in like about 1,000 anthologies. I'm probably exaggerating, but it was at least 20 at this point, I guess. And this is after being in, okay, wait. Dun, 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 dun. My anthology, her story. So she learned from me, y'all. I'm just gonna let y'all know this is where she learned all this from. Okay, well, yes and no, because she's already been in about 20 other anthologies. But it came a point when she was in mine, her story, healed, empowered, resilient, because when you heal from something, then you're empowered, and then you are resilient to anything and everything that comes your way, and therefore then you can be the storm. Okay, so I had a conversation with her. I said, it was just frank. I was like, so you in all these anthologies? She's like, yeah. Okay, I'm about to be in another one. I was like, okay, when you gonna do your own? And she was like, she was like, what? I said, when you gonna do your own? Okay. I said, all right, well, let's do it, and I'll help you. Let's write forward. Let's go. It's time. And she was like, okay, like it was comfortable.
Moving in fear
was comfortable being in this person's anthology, that person's anthology, because you know, like, all right, they doing all the work, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong, because I'm in several anthologies too, and I do my own, so nothing wrong with it, right? Matter of fact, I got to finish a chapter tonight after I get off with y'all to add to somebody else's anthology. Lord have mercy, my deadline is tonight. Jesus. Okay, so so here we are. I gave her this challenge, and that was the first book. And you know, it had this moment, and I said, we did it. It's done. And see, now what they did is it sparked something in her. I know that's what happened. It sparked something in her, because if you know this girl right here, this woman right here, this lady, this queen right here, she don't take things lightly. She puts everything she does, she puts her heart and soul in it. She puts excellence in it, and she wants the best out there for us, especially when it's talking about our stories and removing these masks. So I know for her, she wasn't happy with that outcome. I know she wasn't. She you know, kind of skated over, but I know this queen. So then here we come a little later. She told me about her magazine, like, boom, now that's banging. Then she told me about her award thing, boom, that's banging. And she was like, yo, I'm about to do another book. And I was like, okay. She was like, and I want you to do the forward. Let's go. And that was your predecessor. turning my pain into purpose. That was what we didn't know was volume 1. And she put it out there, and lo and behold, it was like the floodgates opened up. And it was like, here we go. It was like, I got more people. I said, when are you going to close it? Stop letting people in. Stop letting people in. She's like, I got 3 more people. I got 2 more people. I was like, okay, we doing this. So that happened. And then here we are, you know, people were she had to turn people away from that people are knocking on the door. Maybe been some of you. When are you doing this again? See, that's what happens. As soon as you start something, Lord knows I know, you got to keep it going. So just because you wrote this one chapter and this one story, just know it ain't over. There's more that is required of thee. See, you gave your yes. You didn't give your yes to Dr. Ghanai. You didn't give your yes to this project. You gave your yes to God. So therefore, there is more that is required of thee. So just know that this is just a stepping stone to the rest of your calling, whatever that may be. Use this as your stepping stone. Use this as your boomerang. Use this as your calling card. Use this as being that storm. Listen, your life is no longer what it was. It's only going to go up from here. It's only going to open up more doors for you from here if you allow it, and if you continue to be open to the yes. That's it. Just continue to be open to the yes. You don't even have to know the rest. Just trust God, that God will order all of your steps and make everything happen in the way he sees fit. So there's no happenstance, there's no accident, there's no coincidence or anything why we're all in this book, why there's a volume 2, because it's time. It's time. It's time for you to have your path. It's time for you to serve your tribe. It's time for someone to hear your voice, someone to hear your story, because you're connected to someone that I can't touch. That let me see. I'm trying to see everybody on here. So many. That Dr. Sheen is, I'm trying to see names, but there's no names. So just know that your story matters, and this is the beginning of something beautiful if you embrace it with the fear and all. So if you're called to something, don't run from it. Don't run from it. Have courage in your calling. That's actually my chapter that I'm about to write. Have courage for your calling, right? Yeah. Have your faith over fear, because it will take you where no man can.
Absolutely.
There we go. So that's it. See, she could have just told it in like 2 seconds, but no, she had to give it to me so I could draw it out and colorize it and use all my speaking skills. Thank you, Uncle Les Brown. I'm just saying.
Well,
whatever. Plus, it's just me anyway. I mean,
that's how we do.
That's how we do.
You be calling me out, so it's my turn.
Yeah, I know. That's true. That's true. Plus, listen, we got Rock Truth for nothing and what? Oh,
Nothing at all.
nothing at all. That's how we met, y'all. That's how we met. See, like I said, we don't know the encounters that God gives us. We don't know the path is going to take. We met on a radio station. We were both, hosts. Well, I was a guest or a host. I don't know. I was always on.
We were both. Well, you was a
You were
host.
the
You was
you
a
were a
guest.
host. And
I was a host,
guest.
but
Yeah, I
you
was
was still
always a
part
guest. I
of
was
it.
like a perpetual guest. But what happened with that? I'm connected with the affiliate radio station here in Philadelphia, and Selena was actually who was the host, the owner of the station, Rock Truth Radio, and she actually had her own radio station, but she used WBNC, and she was part of their station. So that's how I got connected to her, and then I showed her how to work the system that we're on now. And then she took it and she does more with it than I even know what to do with it. And then that's how I met Dr. Sheena. So once again, there's plugs. We get plugs in our life. He's like, oh, okay, I need y'all to interact. Okay.
And here we are.
And you never know what it's for. Like, I'm looking at everybody's faces. So I'm trying to see, okay, God going to have us do something. I don't know what, when, but at some point. At some point.
Well,
maybe not.
You never know.
Never know. Never, ever know. Ooh, that's a Chris Tucker. Ever. All right. I'm going to be quiet now and just listen.
You was too funny.
I am funny.
I know.
I told you I just woke up, right? Okay.
I know. Cece, I know you driving. Are you able to talk about your chapter, being you can't read it because it looked like you are in a car?
She in the car.
She in the car.
She in the car.
I came outside because my granddaughter was like screaming, running through the house. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. So are you you got your chapter with you?
I have part of it. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you on the screen. Everybody else gonna come off, and that gives you your moment to share. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna read my part. Hi, Doc. Hi, Carolyn. He would use the visits with my daughter to try to overpower me and get me to be with him again. One day he came to put the girls' toys together, and he said he was going to leave, and he started to threaten to hit me if I tried to make him leave. I looked him dead in his eyes and told him, one of us will not live through this, because even if I can't beat you, I will die trying. He left without putting his hands on me. I felt so empowered in that moment. I realized that I always had the power, and I allowed him to have power over me. I would not betray myself by justifying the abuse I received from him.
Ooh, I felt all the power in that too. Listen, girl, I can't wait for you to write your book. Telling you speaking to a lot of people that's not prepared to give up that power because they're too afraid to leave, and they might not know how.
Absolutely.
Dr. Sims, she might not be here. Did you find your chapter?
Yes, I have it.
We just need a snippet. I'm going to drop everybody off the screen.
Okay.
Wrong person. Hi, y'all. Dr. Sims, I guess I'm sharing the stage with you. The stage is yours.
Okay. You no longer have to live in the shadow of rejection. You can step into the radiant light of redemption. You are entirely accepted by the King of Kings. Do not let what they did not see blind you to what God has already shown you. This obstacle is not your ending, but the beginning of your overcoming. As you rise, healed and whole, may your scars speak louder than your silence. You are not the rejected one. You are the restored one. You are not the abandoned one. You are the anointed one. You are not broken beyond repair. You are becoming. When I reflect, I can boldly say, rejection saved me. Yes, it hurt, but it also helped. My heart was ripped into pieces, but my vision was repaired. It broke some ties, but allowed me to build a deeper trust in him. I grew to a level where I genuinely pray and want God's best for them. I learned to love them from my healed place. And by all means, I protect my God given peace no matter what. Because in the end, their rejection was not just redirection, but it was God's protection.
Girl, you need to put that on a shirt. Listen, you need to put it on a shirt. Because that ain't nothing but the truth. I don't know why I keep taking you off the stage. Look. But yes, need to put that on the shirt. Girl, listen.
I've been snapping all this time until she put me on there. Yes.
Listen. Yes. Listen, that thing was everything. I done sat and this is right next to my bed. Like, I read this like it's my Bible. Like, these stories are so impactful, and I want y'all to know I done shed some tears with this book. I done shed some moments. So I know y'all put your heart in this thing, or shall I say your foot and your toe.
A little pinky toe.
And the pinky toe.
A little pinky toe.
So what I'm gonna do, of course, I gotta play that video again, because it was just bopping. I had a whole beat to that, And then after that, I'm gonna let everybody tell me what do they feel that Turning My Pain to Purpose meant to them, and then we're pretty much gonna close it out, unless anybody else want to share anything after I go through that. Oh, yeah, see? I was over there doing the bop too, girl. Listen, there's a whole vibe with that song. And what's crazy is when I made the video, I didn't even listen to the song. I just went by energy of the words that was to the song. So it was made for this. So can everybody, one by one, just tell me what the pain of purpose means to you? And we could start with Felicia. I stay getting her name wrong.
Felicia.
And I still look to this day. We yeah.
It's okay.
I love you though.
We could keep on. I love you too. We can keep on. Okay. Turning my pain into purpose means process, progress, resilience, love, change, and becoming. That's the chapter. That's my chapter. And so, turning pain into purpose means becoming, ultimately for me is because, God will take the things that were meant for evil and turn them around for our good. And that's what he's done in my life. I'm a living, walking, breathing witness.
Yes. Amen. Tasha. She might not be by her phone. Dr. Sims.
For me, it is 2 Corinthians 3:17. It tells us that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's liberty. And where there was once pain, for me, of course, now there's purpose, but there's also liberation. And that's what my chapter represents, liberation. Free from the sadness, free from the hurt, the pain, the brokenness, everything that came with the pain. Now we're free from that. And thank God that where the empty places are, the Spirit of the Lord resides there now. There's no residue. There's no because we're free. We're free from it. And like I said, you never have to look back, to go back to that place. You can look back, you can reflect, but only to see how far you come. Never have to go back and be bound by it anymore. Thank God for liberation. So that's what it means for me. And I'm so glad that everybody's liberated now. It feels good to hear all the redemption stories, the restoration, the refreshing, the renewing. That's what the whole book represents. It's so many, just the redirection. Thank God for that. But my chapter, like I said, liberation.
Yes. Tasha.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. What was the question?
What do turning my pain into purpose means to you?
It means to me is just to get my story out there. Letting people know that it's okay to go through what you go through. Just know that it is help out here. I've with this chapter, I felt again. I was terrified to say this part because many people again don't talk about anxiety and break up after the storm, custody battle, and for this to actually put that part out that I was terrified to do, it helped me embrace it. So for me, I don't want to sound it just meant a lot to me. I'm gonna just say that.
Amen. And just take it in, whatever that breath was.
Yeah.
You did it. You said it. You put it there.
Yes.
Someone else needed to hear it too, because you made it.
Yes.
You did it. And you're right. A lot of times we don't talk about the mental, the stress, the battles.
The battle part.
We don't.
Like throughout the whole custody battle and everything, I've lost about 40 to 45 pounds in like 2 to 3 weeks. Like how bad it hurt me. And that's the part that people don't see. People always tell like, yeah, it's okay. Everything gonna be all right. But mentally, it really wasn't. And thank God that I felt my therapist. She did. I was in therapy for a year and a half, and it truly, truly, truly helped me. And I also want people to know that it's okay to go to therapy. Therapy is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. So I think this book truly helped me just get my story out there. And I know that I'm not alone.
You're not at all. And I'm giving you hugs from there to there.
Hugs.
Yes. So, look, we sending hugs to you.
Virtual hugs.
Yes. Thais.
You finally said my name right. Listen, for me, I think that, how our parents and everybody say, like, keep everything in house and, like, we don't speak about certain things. For me, it was like breaking down that generational mess that we had going on and saying the story so we can help the people coming behind us. So I wouldn't want another young woman in my family or any young woman to go through this. And maybe if they can read a story about it, it will help them see things that they wouldn't see if they hadn't heard it. So for me, it was like to help the people that's coming behind me and also free myself.
Absolutely. Dr. Carol?
Whew, okay, so I don't know if y'all got to read the foreword because I know everybody goes straight to their chapter. You wrote it. I don't know why you go to your chapter first, but anyway, that's what people do. That's what I did, right? Y'all laughing because that's what y'all did. Y'all went straight to your chapter first. It's like, it's really here. It's really here. Yes, it's really here. It's in black and white. But you guys know the song, like, in the middle of it. In the middle of it. Like, if you don't know that song, y'all need to pay attention to the words. Play it. That's what was dropping in my spirit. It's like when we're in the middle of it, we're in the middle of our custody battles. We're in the middle of people telling us that we not amount to anything. When we're in the middle of these circumstances that we find ourselves in, that we got placed in, right? It's for our purpose.
Yeah.
It's all for our purpose. We can't see it in those moments because trust and believe. I was reading your stories and I was like, yep, I remember that. Woo, child, yeah, I remember that. It got so special. You talking about that whole custody and child support and woo, Lord have mercy. That's a whole nother world that I didn't even want. I was like, it's like going into the pits of the gates were open when I go in that place. So I had to always go suited and booted, right? With my armor on, because I knew what I was walking into. But you're right, the mentals. We got to carry all of this stuff when we're in the middle of it. When we're in the middle of it. But being in the middle of it is all for his purpose, right? Once again. And so, with Romans 8:28, and I gotta make sure I pull mine up because I finally got my chapter, y'all. So yeah, in Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for the good to those who love God. And I know we all do. To those who are called according to his purpose. So we're all called to his purpose. So just had a conversation, and back to this conversation, right? So because a lot of times we're wondering, well, why do we still have to go through this? Why do we have to hurt? Why? Everyone is going to get their own answer. I can tell you my answer was Jeremiah 29:11. For God knows I have a, for thus said the Lord, I have a plan for you, not to harm you, but to give you hope and to prosper and to have a future. I know I mix the words up, but you know what I mean. But I got stuck on harm. I'm like, but I was harmed. What you mean? What you mean, God? I was harmed. And then he's like, no. I said, that wasn't in my plan. See, it wasn't in my plans for you to get harmed. My plans is to give you hope and to give you a future and for you to prosper. That's my plans for you. See, the weapons will form, but they won't prosper. I need y'all to hold on to that, right? Yes, that part, right? It's the protection, our redirection for our protection, because his plans was never to harm us. See, but this light that we have, this thing that we carry, it's supposed to come out to the world. But what was coming at us, once again, is coming at us to
shut us up.
What Beyonce say? Everybody go mute. What kind of power is that you make a whole stadium go? See, but I ain't mute. I'll be the one going, hey! They be looking at me like, you're supposed to be quiet. No. Because look what quiet got me.
Right.
No. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. So listen, just know that you're in the middle of it. Even now, to this day, you wrote your story. It's done. It's over with. The battles are going to keep coming, y'all. They're going to keep coming. But it's how you respond to those things. So just keep remembering, I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of it. And God got me in the middle of it because he has a plan for me, not to harm me, but for me to prosper. The weapons, they're going to form, but they're not going to prosper. They're not, because I'm already covered. I'm already covered. Just remember, being in the middle of it is not a bad thing, because your being in the middle of it is somebody else's salvation. So congratulations, ladies. I'm super proud of you. I know you, but I don't know you, but I know you and I don't know you. And the same thing here. But when I see you, when I do get to meet you, because one day we will meet, and I'm going to probably give you the biggest hug ever. And I'm just so super proud, and congratulations for taking that first step, giant leap, and allowing Dr. Sheena to be the person to guide you in that process. And once again, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit for all of you.
It definitely is. Just a little side note, because I don't know, do any of y'all even know why I wrote, or shall I say started the project of Volume 1 of Turning My Pain into Purpose? But a little backstory. So a year ago, I was sitting in my house and I was actually just getting a phone call from my doctor. So I have polycystic kidney disease. I go to the doctor once a year to get my kidneys checked to make sure, everything's functioning. make sure we still moving and shaking correctly. So I found out that I actually was walking around with a blood clot. So they sent me directly to the hospital. While I was at the hospital, I found out I didn't have one, but I had two blood clots in my leg. I had one in my thigh, one in my calf. Because they was like, you have DVT. I said, what is a DVT thrombosis? This is when they told me I had blood clots in my legs. So going through this process, and excuse my French, it was the scariest honey hockey sticks I could imagine, because I've seen the movies, I've seen the doctor shows that how that can just literally kill you. So sitting in the hospital for 6 hours, pressure, headaches, anxiety, like, what is this? Why am I going through this? Why am I having to deal with this? Something else that I have to go through. So as I went through the process, is that now I only have the scars. I guess the blood clot dried up. It's not, it's more of the scar tissue that I had it. So now I'm on blood thinners for the rest of my life. But as I sit through this moment, that's where Turn My Pain into Purpose popped up, because since 2011, I've been dealing with health conditions from about, I think DVT was number 6. So to be dealing with that for years, and like you said, you talk about the mental, you talk about the stress, the anxiety, to carry all that, it was a lot. So it was like, you know what other way can I be more of a service? And so instead of me thinking of how I can just sit my butt down somewhere, I decided, what else can I do for the world? And that's where Turning My Pain into Purpose was birthed, from me finding out that I had DVT and being in the hospital for 6 hours. I decided to create this movement, this mission, and this platform. So just a little backstory. Now, if anybody else have anything else they might want to say, share. If not, congratulations again. This is only the beginning, because once you put it out, it takes you on a whole nother whirlwind. It starts here, but this is not the end. This is only the beginning, because I started with one book and I'm on, well, right now in the cut, I got like 3 going on, but I have 8 out right now. So listen, it comes and it just starts flowing. Anybody have any last words, or we just gonna? Anybody? Look, before we say amen, anybody? All right, ladies. I know I've hold y'all long enough. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Dr. Carol, do not get off. When I finish, you stay off for a second. But I'm going to play the video again, and we're going to say goodbye to the world.
Good night.